Hello, and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today, the trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I'm, of course, your host, James J., alongside Kaliko Yachts.
Me fresh from posting my feet pics on OnlyFans, hoping to get $1.
And it was a good week for Wrestling Wit as we interviewed Man on Tuesday and Polish Bear on Wednesday. Two incredible interviews. Definitely go check those out in the archives if you haven't already. But always looking to the future. This upcoming Monday, yes, it is the ending of the month once again. A bonus Monday interview. Um, we have Dramadeus on the show. A part of AAPW. We talk about his issues with Duke Fairfax and Bull Madrid. We talk about becoming the America's champion, starting pro wrestling later in life, kind of enjoying that process. His graduation gauntlet that he participated in. His faction, the Path of Clarity, raves, um, his time with a shaman, which is not a gimmick. He actually did that. Um, that's Monday. On Tuesday, we have Will Emery from the Chicagoland area, and we talk about his relationship with the company POW, being double champion for that company, wrestling Mr. Anderson and Matt Hardy. Um, that time he wrestled as Jill, taking time off from the business as a whole. He's a cook, he's a chef, so we talk about that as well, and we talk a bit anime as well. Definitely a fun interview on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, Duke Fairfax. The issues between Tramadeus and Duke Fairfax, and Bull Madrid. We talk about that. We talk about being the first rising champion for AAPW. We talk about Dungeons and Dragons. We talk his connection with the crowd. First time outside of Texas, going to Colorado, and a hell of a lot more. It's definitely a packed week for Wrestling Wit, so definitely go check out these interviews when they drop on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Alright, I think we're done putting ourselves over. No, Kalika?
I don't think we're ever done. It's a never-ending story.
Never ending story. Speaking of never ending stories, there are um a lot of the people that got released earlier this year, their 90 days are coming up. There's not a shortage of people, so obviously there's a lot of speculation on who is going to land where. If you believe rumor and innuendo, um, AEW is planning on hiring seven of the released wrestlers after April. Um, I mean, a lot of people within AEW feel like the roster is kind of oversaturated to begin with, so adding new people are just going to make it, harder to get on TV. Which, I mean, I completely understand. But if you're Tony Khan, who are you looking at as these seven individuals? And do you think that anybody that was on the cut list is going to make a significant impact out of WWE?
I think who the hell was on that list? Well, I know Alistair Black could probably go back along with Zelina. Kyrie Sane is an interesting one to me.
Yeah.
Um, I think someone of her caliber can put a little jolt into the division. Um, just on name recognition. I mean, if she goes back to Pirate Princess, I think she could probably do something. Um, I think who else? The Wyatt Six kind of already are. I think they're slated for WrestleCon. I'm not mistaken. So I know that they're slated for WrestleCon. I'm trying to think who else was on that list. It seemed like a very extensive list.
It was an extensive list.
Let me see. But those three pop up off the rip. Um, and then of course, like I said, the six, all six or five or whatever you call them. Um, they. Oh, hold on one second.
Well, Kaliko is dealing with the conductor. I'll draw my 2 cents into it. I don't exactly know who is going to be those seven individuals. Obviously, I think Tony Khan would take Aleister Black back in a heartbeat because that's just him. But it does seem like there is heat between Aleister and the rest of the AEW locker room. So, I mean, it would just be, one word from like an MJF saying, like, I don't really want this guy here. And, maybe Tony Khan will actually, take that into consideration. I don't know. I don't think that, uh, I don't think, what is his name? Um, the guy that was in the Wyatt Six, that was the kidnapper, Dexter Loomis. There we go, Dexter Loomis.
Yeah, Dexter Loomis.
I
Now
think,
that the conductor.
I think
Done
Dex,
fucking.
I think Dexter's going to TNA because, Indy Hartwell already kind of teased that they were going to get back together and kind of reconnect.
Train congestion here.
So I think that that's where he's going to land. But honestly, I don't think that anybody that they hire is going to move that proverbial needle one way or the other. I don't. We're not
I
going to see.
mean,
Oh, what was you going to say?
yeah, no one's gonna really like. I don't think there's needle movers. The biggest needle mover maybe is Kofi at best. Maybe Santos Escobar because I totally forgot he was on that list.
Yes, he was.
Um, so I'm thinking at best Kofi could probably, but that depends if Kofi. I mean, Kofi's been in so long, he really doesn't need it. Like, I would think he's a guy who kind of got his finances straight. He really doesn't really. If he's doing it, it's for the love of the game.
I mean, true.
Um,
I mean, right now, the only thing that would be. I mean, if they give him a singles run, I don't think that that's something he would sneeze at, honestly. But if he's doing, the tag team gimmick, then it's only really for, dream matches, so to speak. The Young Bucks versus the New Day. Um, Edge and Christian versus the New Day. Who else? I don't even know what other. Oh, FTR versus the New Day. But I think we've seen that before.
but I think Austin Creed is. I mean, what's his face is still there.
Who?
What's is still there.
Oh, what's got released?
He got released, but I think they brought him back on like a video game type deal.
So does that mean that he can't wrestle if he's just doing the video games?
I don't know. That's where the dichotomy interests me. But even then, I wouldn't think. I mean, the problem with that is that Kofi's been such a WWE guy for so long that it would feel out of place, right? Like even with like Angle was there for like what? But Angle was there for like 4 or 5, like 6, 7 years. Kofi's been there for a good 20.
Yeah, he was one of the longest tenured members at the time of his release. Only I think the only people that was there longer was Randy Orton and The Miz.
Right. So I mean, it'd be. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it would be very. He'd be in the same box as like kind of like Dolph Ziggler. It's basically becoming a whole different person away from TNA or away from WWE in a sense.
I mean,
But that's just me.
did he become a different person? It seems like he's doing the same thing he was doing, just with his real name now.
I mean, but he kind of incorporated his brother gimmick, and it kind of gave it a fresh lens, as especially as a heel. So, and then he went to AAA with JBL. That kind of brought it a fresh lens. So, you know,
I get it. Well, while some people are looking to get into AEW, others are looking to get out. If you believe the rumor and innuendo. Sammy Guevara and Tay Mello, looking to leave the company or at least wait their contracts to be come up, and won't be renewing. I don't know how accurate that is, but considering that, Sammy Guevara was considered like one of their biggest stars and, the future of pro wrestling, and then, you know, essentially relegated to Ring of Honor duty, teaming with Dustin Rhodes. I mean, it kind of shows you, how much stock he dropped in the last 6 years. Um, Personally, I think if he's and I believe Tim Mello just wants to get out of pro wrestling. I mean, she hasn't unfortunately done a lot as long as she's been there, not just in AEW, but pro wrestling in general. Um, so no slack to her on that. But personally, if Sammy is smart, I would think if, Tony was to offer him another contract that he would maybe just take it. Because I would say that his stock is really low. And I would also say that he's maybe not one of the most well-liked people, locker room wise as well. Maybe that's changed over the years. I haven't heard a lot about him, in the news. I don't even remember the last time we spoke about him in the news, or even during a preview or review of a AEW show. So again, like his stock is way low, and unless he has goodwill to build upon, I don't see another company taking a chance on him. I definitely don't think WWE is gonna
right.
pull the trigger on him. You know, um, Jack Perry's um contract came up not too long ago, and WWE had zero interest in him. So I don't see them having that same interest in Sammy either. So I mean, maybe a TNA would take a chance on him. But I mean, the best he could probably do is a GCW. No?
From what I heard, because from what I was researching is Tay is getting granted her release, and it's Sammy who's staying. So that's the thing that I got. So I think it's just more of a KNS Sammy is staying type deal. And I mean, he's young. I mean, it's not too late for him. Um, because I mean, keep in mind, prime WWE, prime in wrestling terms is like your 40s. Let's be quite honest. Like,
40s, you said.
I have yet, yeah, because
Yeah.
when have you seen a? When was the last 20-year-old you know became like the face of a wrestling company,
I mean,
like of any of those major companies?
it's definitely been a hot minute, but Opa's definitely on his way at this point.
Who?
Oba.
Uh, he's on his way, but he will. It's
That's
gonna
what I'm
be a
saying.
while for him. It's gonna be a while, and that's why I'm like, he has or change around his reputation, whatever that may be, or change his perception, whatever that may be. Get better, whatever that.
No.
So I mean, just root for him to succeed. I mean, Tay seems like she's more mom mode, mom OF mode, but you never know.
Right. I mean, again, I'm happy for her if she wants to, step away from, wrestling, be a mom, do other things. That's fine. Again, she didn't have that a big of an impact on the pro wrestling world as a whole, to begin with. Uh, I would make an argument that Sammy hasn't had that big of an impact on the pro wrestling world either. Uh, but yeah, there's just been like a lot of weird things on social media where they're saying his contract's up, he changes his bio, maybe he's just teasing, maybe he's being a rage baiter or a troll or something of that nature. But I would definitely say if he's smart, he'll stay where he is because I don't think that it would necessarily work out for him anywhere else, unfortunately. Unless, like you said, he changes his outlook.
Yeah, and that can happen. I mean, it's not too late.
Oh, it
He's
absolutely can.
only like in his he's in his 20s. He's got time to figure it out. I wouldn't,
For his sake, I hope he does. Um, Somebody figuring it out is a one Vincent Kennedy McMahon. He has entered into private arbitrations with Janelle Grant. Um, there is hope or speculation that this whole lawsuit will be coming to an end sooner rather than later. That being said, there is speculation that once this is all said and done, that Vince McMahon will be making a return to pro wrestling, specifically WWE. I don't know how accurate that is, but I mean, it's Vince McMahon at the ending of the day, and when it comes to Vince McMahon, nothing is, uncertain. Like, he does, if he wants to slide back in there, he probably can. But what are your thoughts, Kojo?
hey man, nothing says they say money talk, bullshit walks. That's what it seemed like with Vince, but I swear that dude got like 8 lives. It seems like he's got a bunch of lives, but hey, he gets out of it again. Or at least that's what it seems like. But I don't think he's going back to WWE. it's too TKO heavy now. It's undata.
You say too TKO heavy, but I mean, again, it's Vince McMahon. You don't think that he would have put a clause in there that he could slide his way back in there?
If that was the case, they wouldn't have taken him out in the first place.
I disagree with that. I would even um I would even go to say that he removed himself from the situation so he could deal with this, so it doesn't put heat on the company, even though it put heat on the company. uh and I mean, the minute that Brock Lesnar was not necessarily put in the crosshairs of this lawsuit, they brought him right back. So I mean, it stands to reason that they wouldn't do the same with Vince.
I don't see it. I just don't. I don't see Vince getting back in it. I mean, that's a cutthroat ass move, and I wouldn't put it past him. I just think his barrier to entry is a lot tougher,
And I mean,
which I think that's probably the biggest.
wouldn't you think that Vince McMahon would get a big pop if he returned?
That is a very confusing question. Because the question is popping back for who? Popping back as Vince the man or Vince the character?
I mean, is there any difference between Brock Lesnar the person and Brock Lesnar the character? And if, last year at SummerSlam, there was no roof on that arena, but if there was, it would have blown off when Brock Lesnar came out.
With Brock Lesnar, the character, you don't know Brock. But here's the thing: the closer you got to Brock Lesnar, the man was UFC.
Which is no different than Brock Lesnar, the way Brock Lesnar is now in WWE.
Exactly. So it's like, so how can we get? There's nothing to gauge the difference from, right? Prime example: Undertaker. Undertaker's getting flack as Undertaker the man, but people still revere Undertaker. Now Hulk Hogan, he just called all kind of shit because he blended the man and the character. He didn't delineate the line, or he or the man that he was so abstract from the character that it just
And I think Ric Flair, he just became.
it, it's I say it's confusing when it's been confused.
And I would say, like Ric Flair, he was the character of Ric Flair, and then he slowly just became Ric Flair over the years. Oh,
To the point where you can't even tell, like you can't delineate difference.
right. You know, if if he slides back in and he actually lowers ticket prices and put a little bit of Vince McMahon in there, then I don't think I'm gonna necessarily be mad about that. If he brings back live events, touring, if he, you know, things that we desperately want back and need back for WWE, then I'd be for it. I don't know how the booking would
I
go,
mean,
but
but
I mean the booking's not that great right now either. So, it's you know, I it's not really compensating for anything. It's not saying much, I suppose.
well, my thing is that it's tough for him because he can come back with all that all they want, but it's a whole different culture today than what it was even 2 years ago. So that's why I said it's a that is probably going if he indeed if this even all happens because I don't think it's all happening, but it would be one of the biggest goddamn um, what the fuck are we doing moments ever because it it's gonna hard be kind of hard to delineate the man from the person, the character from the person, and it's a tall task, the tallest of all tasks.
We shall see.
We will see, but it's gonna be tough. It'll be tough.
Now, now a quick word from. Well, that will conclude the news. And now a quick word from our sponsors.
Rogue Energy, the only gaming drink company in the world with 4 unique product lines to suit your task at hand, whether it be juices, shakes, smoothies, and everything else in between. Their low calorie, no sugar energy formula is the perfect alternative to sugar filled canned energy drinks and sodas. Their extreme formula provides the most energy, focus, and sports performance possible. Their hydration line offers focus, ingredients without the added caffeine. Drink it anytime you're thirsty. And their shake formula is so delicious. Who doesn't love a cookies and cream, 0 calorie energy milkshake? First and foremost, they've designed every Rogue product line with performance and effectiveness in mind. It is critical that you look at the nutrition panels of drinks when comparing options. There are countless off brands out there that are presenting low quality, poorly dosed formulas that amount to expensive caffeine water. Every formula they produce is designed with optimal levels of high quality ingredients. Additionally, you won't find a powdered gaming drink brand that dissolves better. No need to have chalky textures in your drink. Their taste profiles are unmatched, specifically designed for gamers, athletes, students, entrepreneurs, people with hectic schedules, individuals with low energy, podcasters who can't shut up, people who are health conscious, and so much more. Great as both a pre-workout and as a coffee energy drink replacement. Specifically designed every Rogue product line to be the best gaming drink on the planet. Rogue Energy, more focus, more win.
Use promo code WRESTLINGWITHE for 10% off your next purchase. And we are wrestling with AEW Redemption. It takes place tomorrow in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, at the Bell Center. Because nothing says, big match fight feel when you do a paid preview right before one of your biggest shows of the entire year. In one of the biggest arenas as well. So yeah. Redemption song. 10 matches are confirmed. I know, Collision will come on, later today. So that will probably add like another 20 matches to the card.
Like 58 matches.
Yeah. But I mean, if it stays the way that it is, I wouldn't necessarily be mad at it. But I don't know. Well, let's get into the card. Let's get into it. Double chain tag team match. The Bang Bang Gang, Jay White and Juice Robinson versus the Dogs, David Finlay and Clark Connors. So this is basically Bullet Club Diet Coke versus Bullet Club New Coke, New Pepsi, or the White
Diet
Pepsi.
Pepsi versus Pepsi Zero. Is that what you're trying
Thank you,
to
thank you. Yes, not quite
Diet
the
Coke
original.
versus Coke Zero. The 0 calories. Not Bullet Club enough.
Not quite the original. Definitely does not compare to the original, but they are a variant.
It's funny because they claim the Bang Bang game part, even though Bullet Club has been disbanded for like 2 years.
I don't know. They haven't been disbanded for 2 years. They've been disbanded for maybe a year at best.
Give it a take. I mean, hell, I feel like it's been 2 years. Anyway, I mean, this screams Bang Bang game
I mean, it's Jay White's
to
first paid
me.
previews back, so I would imagine, right?
No, his first match back was with it was like a 6-man tag in San Diego. See, I remember
No,
against his first PLE back, but it's not his first match.
that's why I said first PLE. They they give that
Oh
shit
yeah.
out for free on AEW TV.
Hey, this how it goes, bro.
Yeah. So agreed that this is the Bang Bang Gang's to win.
Yep. Bang bang. Gang gang.
Okay. Six-way ladder match to determine the number one contender for the AEW International Championship. Jack Perry the Platypus versus the Beast Mortos versus Commander versus Speed
No.
Testicle Mike Bailey versus
No.
Damian Nick Wayne versus El Clone. Clone? Yeah, he's El Clone.
Jesus. And this is for what match?
Number one contendership for the International Championship.
Holy shit. So if Kevin Knight was the champ, this would have been an easy speedball. Um,
It's Kyle Fletcher.
it's Kyle Fletcher right now, I know. But it's Kyle Fletcher, so it could be fucking any one of these people. I mean, considering the fact that Kevin Knight's fighting for the title of this pay per view, it could be anybody. Like, just saying, it's like,
But I
who
mean,
won the
that's
title shot? You want a shot. 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 Oh,
that's AEW's booking to begin with. So,
like who the fuck wants a shot? Who wants a shot at the title? Jump on in. Kyle Fletcher is the champ. I'm assuming he's staying champ, so it would have to be a face, which sounds like it would be Speedball Mike Bailey to kind of give him hope after getting broken up. You know, break up the making up his breakup.
I mean, it makes sense, honestly. But, making things make sense in AEW doesn't make sense. So, I would.
When they want to make sense, they make sense.
Do they though? Or is it just a one, moment of clarity when, Tony's not doing cocaine?
I mean, the Omega Moxley Will thing is really good. Yeah, you got to give him props. The callbacks have been, yeah, because there's history there.
Yeah. But then again, I would actually have to watch AEW to give a shit, so.
Oh, God. Don't, how you run a wrestling podcast? Don't watch wrestling.
Well, I watched the paid previews. Watching a 5-hour AEW paid preview is my fill of AEW content.
Oh God! I mean, yeah, you ain't lying because them pay-per-views be lasting like 8 hours. I feel like I told you, bring a lunch pail. I'm just gonna give Tony Khan my resume because that's professional AEW watcher because I feel like I need to be on salary for this.
I
That's how
mean,
long your shit is.
I mean, you say bring a lunch, bring breakfast, bring lunch, bring dinner, bring your wife, bring your kids. You ain't leaving. You live at that bitch now.
I know. I mean, you two hots and you a hot from away from me from having to spend the night, but whatever.
Yeah. Um, if it's not if it's not Speedball, I'm going with Jack Perry because they love themselves some Jungle Boy.
It's one of them too,
Yeah, I think we could agree on that.
and they only got like 2% increase because it could be anybody.
Watch it be Nick Wayne.
Why don't you be like Borator? Who's up? I watch this shit. I swear to God.
That would not surprise me. I mean, he's dating Mercedes, so, she might be like, give my guy something.
Hey, dating is the understatement. Anyways, the next match.
Wow, we're moving on. Okay. AEW TBS Championship match. Who are you? Sheeta versus Maya Wald. I could make the argument Maya should have won, the Owen Hart Cup, but, um, Mercedes was like, that don't work for me, brother. So it would make maybe logical sense to give her the next best thing, a consolation prize. What say you, Kaliko?
That would be cool if Sheeta just not had won that belt. So that's Sheeta's winning the belt. Sheeta's winning. Sheeta retained.
Sheeta retains. I was gonna say, when did Sheeta win that championship? Because like Sheeta was not in the conversation at all.
It was in Dago.
Okay,
She popped up out of nowhere. That's why I was like, what the fuck?
all right. Tag team match. We got the Dead Riders, John Moxley and Will Ospreay versus the Young Fucks, Nicholas and Matt Jackoff. Who wins?
This is interesting. Because I'm still trying to figure out why I mean, I get why the Young Bucks are doing it. I guess even though they kind of stopped hating Kenny, now they're cool with Kenny now. It's the reconciliations that doesn't work for me. Like, how the fuck do y'all just come to terms of reconciliation? Anyways, neither here nor there. Um, um, if Osprey is winning this title, I would think they would have to give him momentum. So I'm thinking they win the match, Moxley and Osprey.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, it wouldn't make sense unless the Bucks win and it inserts doubt. Now, storyline wise, it would make sense for him to lose, causing a rift between him and Moxley and the Death Rider, and him not knowing which way to go. However, I think it's going to be Moxley and Osprey.
I agree. I don't think that they're gonna give Will Ospreay a loss on a pay-per-view right before he's going for the major title in his home country. So
Of all places.
yeah, so yeah, Moxley and Ospreay win. All right, World Tag Team Championship match. Adam Copeland and Christian Cage versus Claudio Ida Canoli.
Next.
Fuller King coming up, and Fuller King just make your belongings, make your way to the exit at this time.
God damn it. I keep forgetting timing. But anyways,
That's a good point, conductor. Our guest, commentator today, the conductor.
the conductor. But yeah, he's saying next. Yeah, it's got to be Cajun Cope. CNC Factory. They should call themselves a CNC Music Factory.
It sounds better than Cope and Cage, which kind of sounds like a laxative, if I'm being honest.
No, it sounds like something with drugs, copium, and
Whatever it sounds like, it doesn't sound like anything right.
yes, because we see them as Edge and Christian, and that's the fuck E and C,
Yeah.
and now they're C and C. See?
Alright, AEW International Championship. Everyone is banned from ringside. Kyle Flatulence versus Bandito, Dito, Dito. Who wins? Colico, Lico, Lico. Well, I suppose I'll give my thoughts on the match.
There we go.
Oh, there you go.
I was waiting on the goddamn conductor. He's on one today. He's very lively. Bandito about to get his ass banded by Fletcher. If anytime there's nobody at ringside, that screams the villain is winning.
I agree with that. But I don't think that anybody had to be at ringside for me not to think that Kyle Fletcher was going to win the match.
That indeed is true.
Yeah, no votes point to Bandito winning. So that probably means that Bandito's winning. But I digress.
On AEW's logic, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Alright, no holds barred match. The Painmaker, Chris Jericho versus Tomato Ciampa. Who wins Calico?
Huh. Jericho brings back a gimmick. It seems like this wouldn't be a one night only gimmick. So I guess for one night only, Chris Jericho turns back the hands of time
I mean,
and wins.
their last fight at the Bash at the Beach or the Beach Break or, Beach, whatever the fuck it was called, Ciampa won that match. So, Jericho's the face in the rivalry, so it makes sense that he gets to come up and like you said, he's bringing back the Painmaker gimmick, so, you know, he's probably winning.
It's the one night only. I'm here for one night to fuck you up as this guy.
Yeah.
Gimmick.
Essentially. We agree on that?
I think we can agree on that.
Then we have Mark Davis versus Andrade El Idaho for the AEW International Breakfast Championship. Who wins?
Now, this is an interesting one because I really think Idolo might pull it off. Because, the Callis family usually goes like win one, lose one, win one, lose.
Yeah, I get that. If I'm
So I would go with Idolo because how you know?
And I'm going with spontaneous combustion because I could not give less of a fuck. I know something is going to be sped up during this show because, I don't got time to watch a 5-hour show. So, nor do I really want to watch a 5-hour show if I'm being completely honest. So yeah, this is probably going to go in my queue list of things to speed up. AEW Women's World Championship. Claw, 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 versus Willow Nightingale. Who wins? Oh, I think the conductor is talking to Kaliko right now. So I'll speak for the moment. I don't think that they're going to take the belt off of Tekla. it would just make sense to keep the title on her, unless because she's going up against Mercedes and Wembley. Unless they want to protect Tekla from taking a big loss to, Mercedes, or if Tekla doesn't want to, job to Mercedes either. I would say that there is a lot of factors, if I'm being honest. This is probably the most 50-50 match of all of them. So I want to say that they're going to keep the belt on Tekla because they want the biggest match that they could have. I would assume. You would hope that they would assume. And that would be Tekla versus, and Mercedes. But it could not be that way. They could just want to give Mercedes an easy W, and that is obviously Willow Nightingale. So who knows? But I'm going with Tekla.
Of all the matches, I personally think this would be the most no contesty match to lead a triple threat, because all of them been talking shit about each other.
Okay.
Which to me screams it could happen that way. I mean, Tekla's keeping the belt. It's just a matter of how they get there. I mean, Willow could take the L straight up, and it goes to Mercedes versus Mercedes versus Tekla. Although you could prolong it by having shenanigans for Willow to go in as a triple threat.
And the conductor has made his feelings clear.
It sucks because all these stops are like 5 and 10 minutes in between. Anyways, Tekla, but Willow could, it could no contest it so she could take the pin at All In, therefore, or All Out, taking the, furthering the Tekla Mercedes rivalry a little bit, right? Because if you're going to want to run it, you're going to want to run that more than once, I would think. Just me.
I mean, you would think. But with AEW logic, you never really know, I would say.
Unless Mercedes pulls out the Hogan and don't work for me and demolishes all this shit. But it's rough for her to win 2 in a row and win both matches. See, no, she lost the last one. That's right. Never mind. So she might pull it out. She's gonna pull it out. That 50-50 shit is never mind. Because when she won it last year, she lost to Tony.
Right, and she was quite literally the only person that could put a stop to Mercedes at that point.
Exactly. So I think, she'll get the get back. So Tekla, although I could see her, never mind. Tekla wins. She beats Tekla. Tony comes back. That's where the money is.
I mean, what is the ETA on Tony making a return? Because it's been a hot minute since we've seen her.
I mean, I'm assuming the end of the year. Unless she heals like Wolverine.
Yeah, I don't know about that myself. I don't even remember what she had. But
it was like a shoulder.
Was it shoulder?
I think it was shoulder.
And I mean, even if she were to, come back.
Or bruised ego from her marriage. I don't know.
I mean, the last we saw of Tony, she was going for the tag team championships with Mina, I should say. So I mean, they could just put her back in that, But, if they do want a big match, I don't think AEW does like, the biggest possible match that they could do, at like an end of the year show, like a World's End. I would think that they would save a Tony versus Mercedes for like an what is the one? Double or Nothing, or All Out, or something like that. I don't think that they would just. Well, I mean, that's AEW. They probably would just give it away for free on free
Throw that
TV.
shit on a random Tuesday with a pay-per-view themed fucking show. What are we talking about?
Yeah, you're right. Never mind. I'll shut up now. So, yeah, I feel like the only reason they would put Nightingale in the match to make it a triple threat is because Nightingale is taking the L on that one. And it just it would just speak volumes to Tekla not wanting to put Mercedes over. So, I mean, it's more telling of that story than, the actual story, I would say.
Yeah, but I mean, Willow losing is not. Her losing is not out of the realm because she's just coming back from a shoulder injury. So you could kind of linger it on the ring rust-ish, if that makes sense.
Yeah, taking an L isn't going to hurt her, honestly. And she seems like she's a good, uh, not camper, a good soldier. So, she'll take the L if she needs to.
I mean, she's a sweetheart. Why would we? That's who I wish was at WrestleCon in Minneapolis. I gotta look at this list again. You got me looking up this list. Let me do some research real quick.
Don't use the Wi-Fi, Kaliko.
I mean, yeah, I use my own shit. Like, fuck all that.
Yeah, we need the bandwidth. You're going in and out. Oh.
Yeah, I know this. Like, shit.
And that brings us to the last match, the main event. I would hope that this would be the last thing to go on. The
If this
AEW.
isn't a squash match, don't even. That's not. Because really, for real, we gonna go give in depth detail on what seems to be a squash title eliminator on a Wednesday. You better stop.
So Kenny Omega.
No shit. I mean, unless you got something. Unless you have like this great insight onto why Kevin Knight is going to blow up the biggest main event for All in London. I'm just saying.
Listen, we could see Kevin Knight in a triple threat with Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. If it could happen for Tekla and Willow, it could happen for Kevin Knight as well.
Now this is where I put it back because at least with Willow, she's done it. She's been the champ, so at least she has the capability to do it. And you can at least push the point that she's at that level with those two. Kevin Knight, as much as he's breaking out on his own right now and he's doing okay, but that's a hell of a leap coming from like 2 months. I mean, I get it because I like the fact that the one thing I will say I like about the Kevin Knight getting the title shot. See, so you can't say I'm talking shit. I like the fact that the heel turn paid off, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you don't want people to turn just for the fucking sake of turning, and it doesn't lead to anything. So now him turning on speed actually got him the title shot, which buys him in to doing the thing that he's already doing, if that makes sense.
No, it makes perfect sense.
As a character. So that's what I love about it. Even with that being said, he's about to be sacrificed to the slaughters of fucking Kenny Omega. So that,
yeah. All right. Well, that will
right train, wrong tracks, bitch.
that will conclude our coverage of AEW Redemption Song. We'll probably do a review next week on the show. Um, and yeah, that'll conclude. And we are wrestling with WWE Saturday Night's main event. It took place last week in New York City at the Garden, the Madison Square One. Uh, and yeah, I would have to say, wrestling wise, this was a pretty solid show. Um, I think that for a show that only had 4 matches, there was a little bit of something for everybody, and I kind of enjoyed everything that was presented to me on this show. But what say you, Kaliko? How'd you feel about Saturday night's main event?
Like I said, if it wasn't for the fact that Fanatics Fest was there, it was basically the New York Knicks getting glazed all over for winning the title.
Oh yeah.
And key context, oh, they happened to run this the day before the World Cup final, which is the so I mean, yeesh. WWE, y'all gotta get y'all schedule together, bro. Y'all used to be on point. Now y'all tripping. Y'all trying to like, oh yeah, let's squeeze this shit in before people pay $10,000 for Messi tickets. Anyway, y'all tripping. Y'all fucking tripping. And you tripping. See, that's the other part. It ain't that they just tripping. They know they tripping.
Well, let's get into it. Fatal Influence, Laney Reed, and Fallon Headley with JC Jane defeated Paige and Brie Bella to capture the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship in 7 minutes 15 seconds. I think it was a solid match. I think that all parties knew the assignment. There was JC was a factor in Laney and Fallon winning as well. Um, so I think that everything worked. All of the cylinders were going the right way, and yeah, and it definitely didn't overstay its welcome. So I think all in all, this definitely worked in my opinion. What say you, Kaliko?
I mean, did I call it or did I call it? That's all I'm gonna say.
We both called it. We
I mean, I told you.
we
I
both
thought.
we both said that we thought it was going to be a fatal influence, but we wouldn't be surprised if it was going to be Paige and Brie, because they we thought it was going to be the last people that they wrestled at Saturday night's main event.
Yeah, but I told you JC was going to be a factor, and it keeps him hot. See, and then that means, hey, JC's winning Money in the Bank. Do not, I'm telling you right now, if I could, where's Kalshi? I'm about to go to Kalshi. I'm about to put that money on. I'm putting my money where I'm gonna start putting my money where my mouth is. JC Jane Money in the Bank. Baby, we about to put it on the wood. Live, and we're doing it live.
I sure hope that that's the case. Um, she definitely deserves it. I do think that Laney and Fallon definitely deserve it as well. A big win in the biggest, building for pro wrestling. So yeah, I would say that that's great for them. I feel bad for the girl that was originally a part of Fatal Influence, because this could have been her if she would have waited like 6 more months. And like, I mean, like Lainey, no offense to her, like she fell into that proverbial, barrel of shit. She was with Fallon and JC, right place, right time, got called up to the main roster way before she had any right to be, and now she's a champion. So I
Thinking about
mean,
Lacey, Jasmine next is who you're talking about.
Jasmine next, yeah. And I mean, what is Jasmine doing? I'm sorry, but I
Oh, she's chilling. I mean, she just wanted to chill. I mean, I get it. Some people get burnt out. I think she just got she felt like they weren't going to use her right, and she felt burnt out. But once again, this has always been WWE. No matter who's in charge, WWE's MO is always to show the motherfucker that left what could have happened. Because guess what happened when? Remember, Mercedes left and wanted more money, and what the fuck did they do to Bailey? So I'm just telling you, they will do this shit to prove a point. They don't give a fuck.
That
They will gladly be like, oh, Jasmine, you want to dip? Cool, go ahead and dip.
Right,
hey, Laney, you want an opportunity?
We just gonna put the person that you could have been in there and then pop that bitch up. Yeah, they will do that in a heartbeat. Don't think twice.
And that's not. I don't think that's even a WWE thing. That's just a pro wrestling thing. All right. How many stars do you give this one? If the conductor is not talking to you as we speak.
Man, these conductors, you know what? I took this train for 4 years. This is the longest winded conductors and bartenders I've ever heard in my life. They're like, fucking A. But, Jesus Christ. But anyways, it did what it was supposed to do. I give it, honestly, 3.5. I'm gonna give it a 3 because I was right. Half a star bonus because I was right.
I will also give it 3.5 stars. Not because I was right, but because it checked all the boxes of what it needed to do. All the players, worked well, and it was, somewhat of a memorable match. So 3.5. Alright, now we have a no disqualification match. Danhausen defeated J.D. McDonough with Dominic Mysterio in 11 minutes 35 seconds. Whew, what a presentation. There was a Godfather-like intro. DJ and Dominic were shitting on the Knicks. Danhausen was in Knicks colors. There was midgets. There was NBA champions. There was a lot going on in this match. But yeah, I think that I was all for it. I think the right guy won, considering the context. And it just kind of all worked because it was putting a non WWE a non wrestling person in a position where he could actually succeed and get the people behind what they were doing. Talking to the guy at the ending of the show.
Pat Williams, not Cat Williams, Carl Anthony Towns. I mean, he's only like the reigning NBA champion. I told you it was gonna be some mad Knicks. I keep telling you, man.
Oh yeah.
I was like, if it wasn't Jalen Brunson, it's gonna be somebody. It's gonna be a Knick. And they just picked the biggest. Who's the tallest in the New York Knick? We can use him. Okay, cool, bet.
Well, I mean, for the context of what they were doing, it made perfect logical sense for a Knick to be in, this match because of everything with Danhausen. There was literally a fucking Danhausen parade before the show.
Well, duh, because he was already probably part of the parade when they had the parade for the title. I'm telling you, that dude's amazing. They literally, I mean, the intro to the match pre-production, basically let you know he was a made man.
Yeah.
So I mean, what more do you want?
How about how many stars? Oh, continue what you were saying.
I mean, the star is 2.5 because it went just the way I thought it would. Jalen, instead of Jalen Brunson, they just used tall Carl Anthony Towns, and fucking Dominic selling a choke slam from someone who is usually labeled soft in the NBA is a fucking merit within itself.
I'll be nicer. 3.5. I thought this was a good, entertaining match for what it needed to be, and it hit like the match before it. It hit all the boxes. So, yeah. Alright. And then we have Lara Valkyria defeating Bailey in 10 minutes 30 seconds. Well, there was a lot of gaga in the first two matches, and it was, sports entertainment. This was 100% pure wrestling, and quite arguably my favorite match on the card. These it was only 10 minutes. It seemed longer, but these two girls murdered each other. Lara literally fucked up her nose, like she was bleeding like a faucet. Um, and it never deterred either girl from the match. Like they continued on it, and they delivered a very hard hitting, compelling, and fantastic match. I think it just speaks to Lara because like she's had bangers in the past, and when you let her cook, she can definitely cook you a 5-star meal. Um, Billy as well. Um, so yeah, I feel like this was just letting the girls show what they're able to do. Kind of remind you that they're both forces to be reckoned with. I kind of dig what Lyra is doing right now, going from crazy board lady to crazy cat lady. Low key, her new theme song is a fucking banger. More so than it already was. So, all everything considered, this 100% worked for me. What say you, Kalika?
I was about to say the same thing. Low key, that damn new theme music slaps. It slaps better than their old shit. But also, a toned Bailey is a great Bailey. Oh, I drink her bath water. Anyway, but the match, yeah, you know what's funny? Even though the blood got added inadvertently, it added the intensity. It added to the intensity of the match or the personal disdain that they had for each other, right?
Right.
And that actually helped. Even though it was inadvertently, it added an element to the match. Lyra winning, didn't see that coming because I thought Bailey was gonna kind of keep it rolling. But I get it because from the sense of Lyra's the one that's snapping, so Lyra is feeling quote unquote justified. Drew McIntyre, shout out. Anyways, and she felt so justified that she choked her out. Not only to win the match, choked her out after the match and threw her ass on the steel steps after. So that tells me everything I need to know. Now the question is, where do they take her from here? That is the key element because to me, her beating Bailey screams to me either A, she's done and she's going to try to move on and Bailey is chasing that revenge, or B, this is just a done data and Lyra can actually move to a contender within her sights. And Tiffany Stratton is a person I could see within her sights. A Sol Ruka is someone I can see within her sights. So that's the good part of having these mid card titles because you can actually see someone like her getting that shine as a mid carder to win that title. And you know what's funny? It would make sense for the IC title because that's the title that she actually had. And if it wasn't for Bailey, she would probably still have it. So, it kind of comes full circle to me from that version. Yes. Justification. So I would capitalize on that if I were them. Just hire me. Just go ahead and hire me, dude.
I would not be surprised. Lara already made her intentions clear on Monday. She's going for Soul, so it would not surprise me Monday, if Lyra made a little opening for herself to get a SummerSlam match against Soul. Um, so I mean, maybe afterwards, I don't know, but that's kind of where I see things going. Maybe
Well, there's
at
a
some.
lot of faces that could come back. I mean, AJ could come back. Becky's still running around somewhere. Um, you got people that can come up to her. I just think her being like this, I wouldn't say crazed or deranged, but she just seems like checked out.
Yeah,
That's the word. She's more checked out than what she used to be.
she doesn't look like she gives a fuck anymore.
I mean, she looks hotter with the evil clothes than the good clothes.
So the beige cut up sweatshirt does it for you?
I don't know. Looking homeless does good for some people. I don't quote me on that, but sometimes it looks better. I don't know.
Okay, looking
Like
homeless.
Bailey face. Bailey is a heel. Boy, she had that Karen look. Oh, buddy.
So looking homeless, looking hot. Okay, gotcha. How many stars you give this one?
I mean, this was the match of the night. I would give it a 4.
And I think we're on the exact same page. I agree. 4. Alright. And that brings us to the tag team main event. If Gunther and Sammy win, they are added to the undisputed WWE Championship match at SummerSlam. Cody and Punk defeated Gunther and Sammy in 14 minutes, um, 8 seconds. Um, I think that this match had all the elements it needed to, and it was definitely a big match fight feel. We had miscommunication between Punk and Cody, which obviously adds animosity to them, which is good. Um, Gunther got screwed out of the match by Nick Aldis, obviously setting up their match. Sammy is just kind of stuck in the win at this point. I think that it served all its purposes very well. Obviously Punk, slapped Cody in the face with the belt afterwards. Just adding to the tension. I don't think that there was a lot of super memorable moments in the match, but I do think, like again, it served the purpose that it needed to. Um, and it did that at least. Those parts were important. So, what say you, Kaliko?
I mean, yeah, it had all the good things, but once again, the shenanigans by Aldous costs them the title. Oh, costs them the title pretty much. The shenanigan. So it did what it was supposed to do to get Aldous and Gunther going. Where does Sammy go from here? We'll figure it out because former champions not getting rematches. I'm just saying. And then, but then Cody and Punk had their little thing with the belt whipping in the face, which is low key heelish from Punk. But hey, that's what happens. Maybe Punk is looking like the Macho Man.
And the conductor has once again.
You got the hate in your eyes. Yeah, hate in your eyes. He's shorter today because I guess he's shorter at this stop because it's like
And the conductor has more to say. I think he liked this match more than Kaliko did.
He fucking lied. He was like, "Fuck you." He's like, yeah, but he thought I was done. I wasn't done, bitch. Anyways,
False finish.
false finish, 2 count. I'm kicking out at 2 ho. Anyways, But yeah, no. So yeah, it worked out. Everything worked out the way it was supposed to, and of course it's SummerSlam, so they would want the one-on-one. And why wouldn't they have the two main event winners from last year face each other this year? So why not?
How many stars you give this one?
It's 3.5. I mean, it was cool. It did what it's supposed to do. Everybody was kind of working their part, being together, then apart, then together, then apart. Then all this comes in, fucks everybody over. Sammy has the biggest reason to gripe on anybody about this, but hey,
Right.
fuck Sammy is what they say.
I agree with that. 3.5. Um, like I said, just all around a solid. So, I really feel like you could just, we could just end it there. I mean, there is literally no reason to have a, review what happened afterwards with Roman Reigns and, Jalen Bronson. Like, I'm sorry, maybe he's an NBA champion, but the guy has all the personality of a wet paper bag. Um, and I don't think that it added to anything on this show. I would more than likely say that it took away. Uh,
Well, the whole point of him being there because he's the most important player on the fucking team. He's basically their team MVP. But the problem is that he looks like the type that he doesn't enjoy wrestling, and yet they brought him on because as much as people don't like Tyrese Halliburton at least enjoys the shit.
he was coming with a fucking chair, like he was ready.
No. My point is like he's all in for it. That's my point. Like he was all in for the wrestling. I mean, they would have been better off bringing LeBron James because at least LeBron James could fucking be all into the wrestling. Like you want to bring people who are happy to be there, and that's why I said Jalen Brunson is there only because of the Fanatics Festival, because of the fact that he was a guest at Fanatics Fest where people could take pictures with him, and he just because he won that title, it went from like $200 to $800.
Right. That's a
So
very
that's
fanatic fest thing to do.
no shit. So I mean, but I get it. Hey, I'll take advantage of that. Knicks haven't won a title in damn near my whole lifetime, and they finally get one. I'd take advantage of that shit too.
Right. But I mean, like, legitimately, like, you could, after the Cody Punk match, like, you could literally kill this show, turn it off, do something else, and you would have not missed anything. Because what happened afterwards added nothing to Roman such rivalry. If you're not a Knicks fan, if you're not a basketball fan, if you're not a fan of
If you're
anything
not a
that,
Pacers fan, if you're not a Knicks fan, Pacers fan, any fan, because it would take someone who knows the NBA to understand why Tyrese came out in the first place.
exactly. So, yeah, it primarily most of that segment was sped up by me because I knew that nothing significant was going to be said. It was just, blowing smoke up each other's asses.
Well, not really. I will give them this. Tyrese Halliburton. Now, for those who, this is where I give the breakdown. Coleco Sports Connection breakdown. All right. So, of course, Roman, being the tribal chief, is acknowledging the tribal chief of NBA right now, which is Jalen Brunson, because they just won the NBA title.
Right.
Tyrese Halliburton coming out is because of the simple fact of two reasons and two reasons only. One, the last time the Knicks lost in the NBA playoffs, it was to Tyrese Halliburton. Two, Tyrese Halliburton is from Iowa, went to Iowa State, which has connections to Seth Rollins, who is also from Iowa. That's where that connection comes in. And that's where the Tyrese Seth connection comes in because they are both from the state of Iowa. Halliburton went to Iowa State. The whole shebang. There you go.
All right. This show
And
was
that is Sports Connection Breakdown.
This show as a whole, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle.
I mean, as a whole, watching it in my backyard, drinking, eating wings, I mean, thumbs 3/4. It was cool. It was cool. It was cool. I mean, anytime wrestling comes on, I'm happy as fuck, so I can't get mad. But, did it blow my socks off? Nah. But did it do what it was supposed to? Yeah.
So thumbs up.
That not too lazy, a better enthusiastic Orange Cassidy thumbs up.
Okay. Gotcha. I just give it a thumbs up. I thought it was good. It entertained me from start to finish, so I was happy. So thumbs up. Alright. That will conclude our coverage of Saturday night's main event. And we are wrestling with WWE SummerSlam. It takes place next Saturday and Sunday in Minneapolis, Minnesota, at the U.S. Bank Arena. And yeah, I would say that the build-up for SummerSlam this year was colder than a witch's tit, honestly. Like, it does not feel like we're 1 week away from SummerSlam. I was like, honestly, I was a little bit surprised that, it took us a week to get as many matches as we have. Like, again, the build-up was not as substantial as it has been in years prior. I don't know why that is, but we do have 11 matches confirmed. Maybe more will be confirmed on Monday. I don't know. But yeah, we're going to talk about the matches already announced. Are you ready, Kaliko?
I mean, I'm ready, but I will say this. I mean, like I said, the reason is because I don't think they were.
Oh, Kaliko? We lost you.
Or at least I thought last year felt more logistic ready because the schedule was roughly the same. And I just think they just crammed everything into it. Because let's keep in mind, we just found out that they're going to Houston for Survivor Series.
Right.
It's like I don't know who they are hiring and or firing at this company as far as their market relations, public relations, or they are just hella lazy in the way that they bid their cities for this shit. It's all fucked up because you're telling people, oh yeah, you just got done going to New York City for this show if you're a traveler. Oh yeah, in about 2 weeks, come to Minnesota, which I will say, for those who may not know, SummerSlam might be the play to go. If you can't make it to WrestleMania, and this is me being honest from an economics perspective, if you cannot make it to SummerSlam, or if you can't make it to WrestleManias, SummerSlam might be the play because A, they're in Midwest cities, which are relatively cheaper as far as like cost of living, so therefore, it works a little bit. And then two, it's a 2-dayer, so you're going to be there for like at least 3-4 days. So you're getting 3-4 days out of wrestling out of you. The only thing I hate is that they don't package like SmackDown and Raw, but hey, whatever. But I think SummerSlam might be the play. If you're a person who doesn't want to spend, like prime example, Monday Night Raw's in LA and it's $1,000 for a floor seat, You could easily spend that $1,000 and get 2 floor seats at SummerSlam.
Right.
So to me, I mean, and this is why I've always done. I do this so you don't have to, and you can kind of understand the plays. But yeah, that would be to me the move. So whenever you see a SummerSlam that's in a Midwest city, like a Cleveland, a Minnesota, I'm guessing next year Indianapolis, take advantage. I mean, because those are lower cost cities in which you can, and those are cities where they're there, but they're not destination cities. So
Right.
you don't have to deal with the economic impact of it being a destination city.
Right.
Because I mean, as much as Cleveland was like, but when I went to that bar and we drank like sailors, and I looked at that tab and I was like, oh, like, no wonder they heavy down here. Anyways, never mind. No disrespect to the Midwest cities.
Well, let's get into the matches. The first match on the card. We don't need. That's another thing. We don't know what matches are going to be on what night.
We don't know we don't know. We'll just name all the matches that are so far because I'm expecting each night to have 7 matches.
Well, we're at 11. There's 11 matches total currently. So either they add 3 matches on Raw, or that's just going to be what it is.
Oh, they can add it on SmackDown.
I mean, they added like 2, 3 matches on SmackDown. We before
I
SmackDown
mean,
last night there was 9 matches, and now there's 11 matches.
there's a couple people missing from what I see, so I could be wrong.
Well, let's get into it. Our first match is Fatal Influence, JC Jane, Fallon Henley, and Lainey Reed versus the Bella Twins, Brie and Nikki Bella, and Paige. I will throw my 2 cents into this right away. This is screaming Fatal Influence wins, but maybe not in the way people are thinking. I'm totally thinking, they have Fatal Influence on the ropes. Paige is, taking it. It looks like Paige is taking that W, and then Nikki turns on Paige. Um, so I do think that we're going to get heel Bella, not face Bella. So yeah, Fatal Influence for the W. What say you?
But wasn't they already faces or heels? They were heels until Paige popped up. So I don't know what the problem is. I think the Bellas and them win because of the fact that it gives them the opportunity to have the Bella twins go for the title. Therefore, that's why I think the Bellas win. And I think that's where the discard comes in, as in who is going into that tag match. Because keep in mind, Paige came in as a replacement, but maybe they weren't meant to be permanent.
Right. But I think that would make the most sense to, obviously do it on the biggest stage that you can. Have Nikki turn on Paige. And, we gave you the win at SummerSlam. We won our title. I mean, you could argue that Brie already has a title opportunity, a rematch. So, take Paige out of the equation. Nikki will take that, that spot. That's what I think anyway. So I'm for Fatal Influence winning this match. It sounds like you're going for Team Bella, no? If Kaliko is
Well,
the
to me, I think it would make more sense if they get the rematch, and they spend the time picking who is going to be that person, and that's where they can do the shit. Because to me, that would give It'll influence the pun intended influence to win the title based on the fact that they're tugging at the fact that they're not a cohesive unit.
I think I understand what you mean.
Just me. Like the Bella Twins, the plus, and this is why I know that they're going to win. The Bella Twins are advertised for Sunday as a photo op. So that tells me they're winning. They're winning.
Well, we shall see.
They're winning the match. So they're going to win the match, get the rematch, and that's where the drama starts. Because Paige was a singles risk caught thrown into a tag team.
Right. Well, we have a number one contendership match for the WWE Championship. Sami Zayn will be wrestling against either Finn Balor, Damian Priest, or Trick Williams. Royce Keys is involved in that, but he's already featured in a match on SummerSlam, so I highly doubt that he will be a part of it. Um, Personally, I think that the biggest name that they could have, or the biggest attraction they could have, is Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn. That would make a lot of sense. Um, I'm not. I would say in this match, Sami Zayn needs some comeuppance. I mean, he won the championship, and like they literally treated him as badly as they possibly can. Like they ran him through the mud. So a win at SummerSlam kind of seems justified, whether it's Finn Balor, Damian Priest. I don't think that they're going to give him Trick Williams. So yeah, there will be cheating involved. There will be maybe some Gaga, but I do think Sami Zayn will be planting his flag as the new number one contender, even though he should have just gotten a title match to begin with. But what say you, Kaliko?
Yeah, like I said, those rematch clauses are really tricky based on who you are. Uh, those rematch clauses can be a bitch depending on who you are. Although it should be Cody, I mean not Cody, but Sammy. Sammy should be the guy. I think Sammy will be the guy. It's just a matter of how they implement. It's either going to be Sammy. It's either going to be Sammy or Finn. And the reason I say Finn, because it's a full circle moment. If Punk wins, that Punk Finn could be a little bit different from when it was Punk Finn, what, not even 5 months ago? 6 months ago?
Yeah, something like that.
So I can see it. I can see a Finn Punk, although I think Sammy's Sammy's in that Drew McIntyre's justified position. I would be surprised if him and Drew McIntyre just kind of like form a little cohesive, screwed over, justified group. I'm not. Do not quote me on that. No, not. I'm telling you, they are both justified at this point.
Well, that brings us to our next match, a Danhausen versus Dominic Mysterio. The winner will keep the $100,000 human monies that Danhausen stole from the Judgment Day. It's insane to me that Danhausen has a match on SummerSlam against somebody obviously, in a big position like Dominic Mysterio. Does Dominic losing to Danhausen hurt Dominic Mysterio? I feel like he got beat up by, midgets on Saturday, last Saturday, and, a Nick. So, it's not like he's not going to, he wouldn't be willing to give it, but would WWE actually pull the trigger on that and have him lose it to somebody like Danhausen? I don't exactly know. I feel like this is something that Danhausen would have no, Dominic would have to win. I don't. I mean, it helps Danhausen, but I don't think Danhausen is going to be an upper echelon talent. So Dominic has to get his come. I mean, Danhausen's whole run started with Dominic Mysterio, so I think Dominic really needs to come up on this one, honestly. So I will say confidently that I think that Dominic Mysterio will win this one. What say you, Kaliko?
Man, that is you came a long way to try to get the Dominic. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I took the long route.
You took the detour. Jesus Christ. Like I said, it's weird because Danhausen is yet to lose. So the question is, what's more important, the Danhausen curse or Dominic? Because with Dominic, even if he loses, he has bigger fish to fry in AAA.
But how does that look for him if he's going into a big match against El Grande Americano, but he couldn't even beat Danhausen?
I mean, but Danhausen got the curse, so that's the problem. What's more important? It's like, what's more important, the streak or or the person beating the streak? What's more important, the curse or the person that proves that the curse is false? And this is where the dichotomy runs. Me, I can see Danhausen winning by DQ. I swear to God, I can see like Dominic being so frustrated that he just takes a chair and just whoops his ass. So it kind of protects Danhausen in a sense.
Okay.
So I don't, you know what I'm saying? It's not like where it's this thing where Dominic has to pin Danhausen per se. Because Danhausen doesn't really need, I mean, he doesn't need, the word is who needs the win per se, right? And Danhausen needs the win more say for his persona, right?
Yeah.
It's the persona of I'm cursing people, people are losing, da 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 da. So you kind of got to keep that going. Now, the one thing Dominic can do to alter that is not play the game. And not play the game means, hey, I'm not here to win or lose. I'm here to just fuck you up. Which makes him, it's crazy because he's a fucking heel in WWE, but he's a fucking face in AAA. It is just like deep, like him and El Grande Americano are facing like Los Perros. So I'm just like, oh my god, it's just getting crazy. It's that blurred line shit, right? One board. I'm in San Diego. On this side of San Diego, he is fucking a heel. When I go to TJ, he's a goddamn face. I couldn't tell you, bro. So to me, I think Danhausen gets it DQ.
Danhausen by DQ. Okay. Alright, Gunther versus Nick Aldis. I think this is a match where Nick Aldis takes a chunk out of Gunther's ass, but Gunther ultimately wins. I mean, they're not going to let Gunther lose his mystique by losing to Nick Aldis. Um, he hasn't been in the ring for 3 years. He's been the, general manager. He's been in the authority position. So I don't. It doesn't make logical sense if Nick Aldis actually pulls out a victory here. So even Nick says, I got nothing to lose here. So yes, he will beat the crap out of Gunter. Gunter will, come out of it, scathed. But Gunter will ultimately win the match because he's Gunter. And, he Gunter uses, nefarious means as well. So again, it would not surprise me if he used nefarious means against Nick Aldis to get that W as well. But I don't see any, there's no logical reason Nick Aldis takes a W here. What say you, Kaliko?
Um, that would have happened. That would have been cool. But let's see what happens the night before, because all this went through a table the night before. So let's see what happens the next. If all this gets the comeuppance, Gunther's winning. It, all signs show, okay, all this is his first match in God knows how long.
3 years.
So 3 years, and he's going against Gunther. Trend arrow is pointing Gunther.
Right.
Um, I'm more happy to see what happens in Green Bay the night before, as I'm in Minnesota. But even with that, everything does scream Gunther to keep him going. I feel like Gunther should be champion, but they're giving him like 38 side quests to fill out in the meantime. Does that make sense?
Yes,
This dude done fought GMs, announcers, got who the fuck has he not fought? Like, Jesus Christ. He fought everybody except the board of directors.
he
I'm
has
just
not.
saying.
He has not wrestled Jesus Christ yet. I can confirm that.
I mean, between Jesus Christ and the WWE board of directors, he is not. Who hasn't he fought? Like, Jesus. Like, damn. Okay, you're gonna get the fight. Nah, we're gonna let you fight McAfee. We'll give you the title a little bit. Nah, then you're gonna go choke out Michael Cole. Nah, you're gonna go Nick Aldis. Nah, you're gonna go retire John Cena. Then you're gonna go retire Goldberg. Then you're gonna go retire. You know what I'm saying? Like, retire AJ. Retire AJ. Retire Cena. Like, bro got like, they got him on this Zelda side quest shit. but, but, but fuck. I mean, hey. Gunther for the win, even with all that.
Alright. Now we have a five-way ladder match to determine the interim, I repeat, interim WWE Women's Championship. We got Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill versus Chelsea Green versus Charlotte Flair versus one more to be determined. Uh, I has it even been is there even a match set for this? I don't think so. Um yeah, so I would say, selfishly, because it's only interim and they don't necessarily need to put the actual title of champion on her, I would want Chelsea Green to win. And I think that this is her only chance to actually get a WWE championship without, actually being called a WWE champion. Um, obviously Rhea would smash her afterwards. She has a low key, friendship with Tiffany Stratton right now. So, Tiffany could hold it up against her that, she's an actual champion, but Chelsea could also say that she's the bigger champion. Uh, I think that it would be a lot of fun to have her as women's champion until, Rhea gets back. I don't think that putting it on Jade makes any sense. It serves no purpose whatsoever. Tiffany is already the United States champion, so it that doesn't necessarily work either. I mean, if you're going with anybody else, the safest option is obviously Charlotte in this point. So it's a matter of, do you want a well-respected champion that's going to hold the fort down until Rhea gets back, or are you going the throw your hands up in the air, we don't really give a shit anymore option with Chelsea Green? I feel like they should go the Chelsea Green route, but it would not surprise me if they went the Charlotte route either. But I'm more on the lines of going Chelsea than Charlotte. But what say you?
Man, the three options are, I mean,
Four options.
not three. There's only three. It's either Jade, Charlotte, depending on the TBA, could be that person. But for now, I will say Chelsea. Um, because we know Tiffy's not getting it.
True.
Charlotte is that safe option because it sets up a bigger match at Rumble or Survivor Series, because I don't see Survivor Series being, personally, I see the Survivor Series being a team up match in which I could totally see Rhea and Charlotte teaming up and both having the titles.
I could I could definitely picture that.
So this is where it's a dichotomy of how long she's gonna be out. If you think she's gonna be long enough to where Charlotte can carry that title to the Royal Rumble or Mania season to have that out, then you would go with Charlotte. If you think that it might be a little bit longer than that, I would go with Jade or Chelsea. And the reason I say Jade, because Jade is already kind of in it, and it continues the Flair chasing Jade portion. And you could even make the argument Jade wins it, Charlotte beats her for the interim, and you will still end up where you are. Does that make, if that makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
And, and Chelsea is just a wild card. I would just like to see her have it just to run, like, because she has a plethora of people that she can fight. And that, to me, if it's a longer than, if it's Rhea's not coming back till Mania time, I could see Chelsea getting it to the Rumble. And then Charlotte gets it, and then you have your Charlotte, your Charlotte, what the hell is it?
Jade?
Your Charlotte Jade going, or, because we are not out of the realm of Io Rhea either. So there's a lot of detours we can get with the women's division on this. So my three, if I had to pick three, Charlotte won because it's six, but you gotta pick. Is it five?
It's five.
What the fuck? I thought it's six.
No, it's five.
They usually do six with these bitches. What the fuck?
They usually do six, but they're doing five.
Let me see. Cargill, Stratton, Green.
I literally have it in front of me. There was four.
Jay Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton versus Chelsea Green versus TBA.
One TBA. Yeah.
But I want to see Charlotte. Wait a minute. What the fuck? Hold on, let me.
Where are you?
Bro, I don't know. Let me.
I literally have it in front of me. It's Tiffany
Hey,
Stratton, Jay Cargill, Chelsea Green.
AI is not that good. Give me some grades. It's AI giving me this shit, not the other. Like shit. AI is giving me this shit. Don't look at me. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Sorry. Sorry. There we go. Tiffany, J, Chelsea, Charlotte, 1. There we go.
There you go.
But if I had to, yeah, my three. If I had to put one, two, three, Charlotte, Jade, Chelsea. There you go.
Well, I don't need three picks. I'm going Chelsea number one, Charlotte number two. That's how I'm going. Oh, now we have a six-man tag team championship match. LA Knight, Solo Coca-Cola, and Royce has the keys versus Jacob Fuck You and Jimmy and Jay Uso. Um, I was going to say like it would make sense for the Usos, the Bloodline to win, but I think it kind of depends on what night they're on and if Roman is winning, which I think Roman is winning. So, um,
Really? You think Roman's winning?
we'll talk about that when we get to it. But
Oh man.
I don't think that you could have the Bloodline winning when obviously the tribal chief is winning. There has to be some type of balance there. All things are well balanced. And I would say LA Knight is really on a hot streak right now. Solo's kind of on his self-discovery journey of battling the bloodline, and like Royce Keys is just kind of there for the ride. So I think it would further their storylines to have the bloodline kind of in the rear view rather than continuously going up against them. So I would say that you know LA Knight could definitely say after this, I beat your family. Now I'm coming after you, Roman. Solo could maybe do the same thing, and you know again, I don't know what Royce Case is doing, but there's definitely things that they could keep them busy and progress the story. But I think that a lot of that kind of falls flat if the bloodline actually wins. So I'm going to say Knight, Solo, and Royce wins the match. What say you, Kaliko?
I mean, the only way I could see them winning is if, I mean, Jacob does what he does, in which he's basically on some I don't answer to none of you hoes type shit. He's kind of like the employee who only reports to the one boss he reports to, and everybody else can fuck off. So I can see that happening, in which Knight, Keys, and Solo wins. The question is, where does it go once they win? And that it one who gets the pin, one two. I mean, if Jimmy's taking the pin, as much as I hate, it hurts me to say that.
Yeah,
I
the
feel
only
like I'm getting
person
off.
he gets pinfalls on is Naomi.
He's winning in life then. Anyways,
But he's definitely not winning at his job.
he ain't winning the matches, but he's winning in life. Uh, but uh, but even then, it's I could see it being where if Jimmy takes a pin, it's just matter where does it catapult after that, right? Because eventually, it sounds like it's going to be another Bloodline War Games. Seems like we're heading that route because August turns to November just before you know it.
I mean, I agree with that, but like last year, we felt like we really had the the War Games match figured out by SummerSlam, And what we had thought in Arcus was definitely not the match we got in November. So I mean, anything could really happen at the ending of the day, I would say.
I mean, but the problem is that like they have them. The problem with the bloodline. This is why I think it's the bloodline because Roman has been operating as just like an entity of himself, and the bloodline has been operating as an entity of themselves. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
Eventually, those are gonna have to come. It's gonna have to merge eventually. So that's why I say I'm more safe in the fact that a bloodline would happen this year. A bloodline themed Survivor Series would happen this year. But as far as this match, I would think, in my mind, I think Knight would pin Jimmy.
that
Hell,
sounds
he
about right.
might pin Jay. He might pin Jay. All I know, Jay is not out of. We know who ain't getting pinned, and that's Fatu.
I would agree with that. Yes.
We know. We Jimmy is 90%, and Jay is 10% pin. But we know Fatu is 0% pin.
I will agree with that. Yes.
Okay, then we can go with that. There we go.
So you're going
There we
Knight,
go.
a Solo and Royce as well.
Knight Solo Royce, Jimmy 90% pin rate, Jay 10% pin rate, Jacob 0%. We'll go that route. I like that. I like those odds.
All right. And now we have Hell in a Cell. Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. I feel like this is going to be maybe the shortest Hell in a Cell match ever of all time. If this goes more than, I'm being generous and saying 10 minutes because this is going under 10 minutes for sure. I would be even remiss to say that this would be around the 7 minute mark. I do think that Obafemi is going to take the W. They're obviously going with Obafemi. He's, the big dog right now, and, he has that King of the Ring crown that he's waiting to cash in on. So, this is going to be the blow off. This is going to be where Oba puts Brock in the rear view. We get a big celebration with Oba. Everything is fun. Everything's alright. And maybe Brock Lesnar retires. Maybe he doesn't. Who the fuck knows at this point? But yeah, I definitely think that it's Oba taking the W. What say you, Kalika?
I mean, it screams Oba taking the W. So, I mean, next, as much as I would say I never next a Brock match, but this would be the one.
And that's a big thing to say. Like Brock Lesnar next, and that just speaks volumes of how over Oba is at this point. I would say.
Well, it's more like how much the destiny determines him to be there. Because I think he's going to have a one-on-one with Roman Reigns coming down the pike.
I agree with that. All right. Now we have Penta versus Chad Gable for the Intercontinental Championship. As much as I love Penta, and as much as he's been fucking killing it as champion, I feel like this really screams Chad Gable because, what was it all for? What was the purpose of his character arc after all? Not even the last 6 months, but the last 3 to 4 years. If he cannot beat Penta in this match, like, release him after this. What's the point of it? Penta was an amazing champion. I think Penta will get the championship again at some point. But I really feel like this is Chad Gable's match to win. And if he loses, I don't really know what they do with him afterwards. So I'm firmly saying Chad Gable wins this match. Kaliko?
Considering that Penta was the genesis of El Grande Americano, it makes sense for Gable to beat Penta for the championship and get it. My only question is, are they still in that fucking guy in hometown loses shit? I hope and I pray. I hope and I pray that's not the case. I would assume that's not the case.
Well, think of it this way. Brock Lesnar's hometown is also Minnesota, and he's definitely losing.
You want two of them?
So if Chad Gable is on the same night as Brock Lesnar, there's maybe a higher chance that he wins his match.
So it goes from 50 to like 55. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, something like that. But if
I'm gonna tell you right now,
if it's on a separate night, then he's definitely
Brock's
fine.
night one. They're night one because Brock don't get paid for a good time. He get paid for a good time, not a long time.
What are you talking about? Brock and Oprah was night 2 of WrestleMania this year.
And they were the first match of night 2 because it's good time, not a long time.
Yeah, they're definitely opening something. Definitely not closing.
So I think they spread them apart. I mean, Gable. My heart wants to go with Gable. Gable, don't fucking fail me now. I will go with Gable, but it is like by the thinnest of margins because you also got to look at Penta's impact not only within WWE but AAA.
Right.
So that's my caution. That is the ultimate caution.
Now we have the Women's World Championship match. Liv Morgan versus Io Sky. I feel like we had this match last month, and we technically did have this match last month. But I mean, considering that Liv Morgan has had 0 defenses, and I would make the argument she only had 1 match since since she became champion. Yeah, I think that this experiment with Liv Morgan is, fell to the wayside. Put it on somebody that could actually defend it. EO for the W. My opinion. What say you, Kaliko?
I look at it different. I mean, Liv's not going to lose because she didn't defend it. She's going to lose because of her hubris.
Well, I mean, that's what happened to Jade Cargill. She won it in September, didn't defend it until April, and then the first time she defended it, she lost it.
But it's a little different in the sense that there's that Danhausen thing. See, there's that Danhausen thing. So I mean, so to me, I think that's one reason she loses. The second one is because of her hubris within the Judgment Day.
So we both agree Liv Morgan is losing this match.
Yeah, I can agree that she's going to lose. Because if she, I mean, considering we just saw, I saw Unreal. Considering Stephanie, if it wasn't for the fact that Stephanie wanted to take a break, she would still be champion. But that's neither here nor there.
Well, that brings us to the WWE Championship match. CM Punk will be defending against Cody Rhodes. I don't think that they took the belt off of Sami Zayn 9 days after, he won it, just for CM Punk to lose it, what, 3 weeks after he won it? So, I think CM Punk's going to be holding on to this championship for quite some time. I don't think that he's going to be losing it. Now, how he wins the match, I don't know. We might be seeing a heel run out of CM Punk. Or, just a more aggressive CM Punk. Like, because he's always kind of been a heel, if we're being completely honest here. Um, but I do think that CM Punk is winning. What say you, Kaliko?
This one's tough. I mean, because SummerSlam records got
Kaliko?
pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, you broke up there. What was you saying?
I mean,
Yeah, I don't know if that's
oh,
a
it's just a
Wi-Fi.
matter of.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I can hear you now. You broke up there for a while.
Yeah, it's just a matter of both of these people won last year, so it's hard to kind of go off of what happened last year. Um, Cody won with the insistence of him taking the ball. I can see the pressure of that pushing Cody to be heelish to win the belt, and people hate that he has the belt because people have been wanting this Homelander and Cody for so long that this might be the one to do it on. Because with Cena, we knew he was retiring, so he had to give it up at some point. But with Punk, it's more of a cultish icon in which they can actually revere him.
And the conductor makes his feelings known.
So they could revere him in the manners in which he's done it. So my heart is yelling Punk. Trust me, I'm gonna be there in my Punk shirt, Punk Roman title, hearing it on. But I would not be surprised if Cody wins.
I could definitely get on board with that. I could definitely agree with that as well. But, I would also say that how many, you said, last year, who won, who lost. How many times has CM Punk actually lost at SummerSlam? Summers, Summers belong to CM Punk. I don't know why that happens. I don't know how that happens. But every summer, CM Punk is doing something that sets the summer on fire. He always has his best
Feels like
runs.
SummerSlam is WrestleMania.
Exactly. So the summer of Punk is in full swing, and CM Punk, I think, will be holding on to that championship for at least the summer, if not longer. All right, and that brings us to the last match. I think that this will be what closes out SummerSlam. The World Heavyweight Championship match: Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. I feel all signs are pointing to Roman Reigns finally getting his big W on Seth Rollins. You know, taking that monkey off of his back that he's had for so long. As much as it pains me to actually say it, because I feel like every guy should have that one guy that they just can't be, and that is Seth Rollins to Roman Reigns. Um, but I do feel like this is leading to just Roman Reigns needing a detour, needing somebody to wrestle at SummerSlam until we get to Obafemi sometime later this year. And, you know, Seth drew that card, and here we are. It's definitely going to be a big match. It's definitely going to be, I think, a good match. You know, obviously both guys know how to tell a story very well in the ring. So I would say that this is but I don't see that Seth is going to be winning the championship off of Roman by any means. So I do think that Roman is winning. What say you, Kaligo?
It's very my get beat that her and he beat that her. The history's there. The games are there. Everything is there. I mean, as much as he even
Okay, so who are you?
hello.
Continue. Oh,
Otherwise,
so you're saying that Seth wins?
yeah, that's probably.
I I can't get everything because you're super statically, but I did hear Seth, yes to Seth Rollins winning the match. Okay, so I think that we're pretty different on this one. You're going with history repeats itself, and I'm going with the chain is finally broke. No?
Wrong does it. Until I step in, it happened.
Well, we will definitely see what happens at SummerSlam. We should have a full review in 2 weeks of that show, because obviously it is next Saturday, and I will probably be recording before the show starts on Saturday. Um, but yeah, um, join us next Saturday and the Saturday after that. We should have a lot of good shit for you. But yeah, that will conclude our coverage of SummerSlam in this episode as a whole. Thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, both on YouTube and Castbox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us this Monday as we interview Dramadeus, this Tuesday as we interview Will Emery, and this Wednesday as we interview Duke Fairfax. Um, and join us every Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews, and follow the show at Wrestling with E, both on X, and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesJ993. Where can we find Kaliko?
I am Kaliko, and of course, next week I am in the land of Prince Purple Rain, Minnesota for SummerSlam. If you see me, say what's up. And if you say what's up, might buy you a drink. Who knows? It's the Midwest. Everything's cheaper there. And if you see me hanging off the chandeliers at Prince's house yelling "Purple Rain," you didn't see anything. Just mind your business.
For Kaliko Yachts and Scooter Dust, I am James J, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
Or I might be singing the beautiful ones. I like the beautiful rain. Although I've seen Purple Rain, I went to the concert. He didn't do the beautiful ones. I was pissed as shit.
Hey, folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show. Support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.